Hey, welcome back to Game Brigade. I am Brian Greer. And first off, before we dive into my top 10 favorite board game channels, I want to say thank you for 5,000 subscribers. This video is kind of in part the thank you video for the 5,000. Without you, my viewers, I would not be here. This channel, of course, has been a passion project and kind of just something I do for fun and love. And you guys have made it that better, like that much more enjoyable. So thank you, everyone. Remember, for everyone, we are going to be doing my Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion giveaway for this video. So stay tuned for that. We'll be doing a little code word later in the video. But before we get to that, let's do the actual video, which is the top 10 board game channels that I enjoy right now. And I did kind of caveat this into, I wanted to select channels that were below me in terms of subscribers, maybe to help boost people that I think might need boosting. So I do have on here as a kind of like an asterisk that King of Average, Board Game Co., and Quackalope. I very much enjoy those channels. I watch them all the time, but I don't necessarily think that they need a big signal boost for their growth, because they are doing perfectly well, and they're just crushing it as it is. So there is a few people on here that do have more subscribers than me, but most of these people shouldn't, and I think they should have a lot more subscribers than they do. So make sure you take a look at some of these channels and give them subscriptions if they are content that you might enjoy. So the first one is actually another channel that has more subscribers than me. And also, this is not a list of best to worst. This is just a list that I went through when I was going through my my manage tab on my subscriptions. But the first one is How It Plays, formerly known as AntLab Games. They were probably the pinnacle of like two-player playthrough channels on YouTube. They took a break and now they have come back, and so they're trying to maybe rebrand. They did rebrand, and they're also trying to kind of change their format a little bit. Elevate the two-player playthrough aspects, which I really appreciate. So I enjoy their playthroughs. They also had a segment called Pass or Play, where they were talking about Kickstarters on whatever, and Frances would try to guess if she would either back or pass a game based on the description of that game, and that was kind of fun. They haven't done that segment in a while, but I really did enjoy when they were doing other segments as well on their channel. I think they have a great personality to do that. So if they're watching this, try doing more segments than just the playthroughs, although the playthroughs I know are a ton of work. So the next person I have is Tabletop Tolson. Tabletop Tolson I found because of one of her previews on a game that I also previewed. I think it was Doomlings, and she just went all out for her Doomlings preview. And I thought, man, this girl is incredible. And I went to her subscribers and I was like, what? How does she not have more? Goes all out, really, went into like the cosplay aspect for the Doomlings preview. Really enjoyed it. So I subscribed, ended up finding that she does a lot of different types of lists and does quirky reviews. So I've really enjoyed her channel. If you are interested in that, Tabletop Tolson. The next channel that I've really grown to be fond of is Minimum Player Count. And Minimum Player Count is a channel that looks at the every game, obviously from what their name is entitled, the minimum player count. So either solo or maybe a two-player gameplay, and kind of breaks it down for that. So if you are someone who is in a lower player count situation, maybe you and your husband or wife or partner, or you only play solos, that's kind of what she dives into. And I thought that was brilliant. First off, for a content creator side, she's got an incredible name for her channel. Really, really impressive on that. But the idea in general is really cool. I know there's other people like Rolling Solo who talk about this same thing, but Minimum Player Count's name and branding, very, very good. She hasn't made a video in about 2 months, so I hope she's still out there doing content. I know that I don't know. I don't want to speculate anything. So I hope she's doing well. She hasn't made a video about 2 months, but she was doing very, very consistent content. She did previews for some Kickstarters as well. The next channel that I want to take a really good look at, and he is, to be honest, he's going to pass me here very soon. I suspect in the next probably a couple of months. If not sooner, is Liege of Games. Liege of Games does a weekly roundup. Well, he does a lot of things, but what I watch him for is his weekly roundup. He basically goes over all the Kickstarters and kind of just does a roundup of either what's coming on to Kickstarter or what's on Kickstarter and kind of breaks them down. So I usually will put that on when I'm driving somewhere just to hear his thoughts on different campaigns. I do a similar series on my show, so sometimes it's interesting to hear other people's perspective on the same game, see if I'm on the same page. And I feel like Liege Chris has a very different perspective than I do in terms of how we view games, or just our personality in terms of the way we approach it. So it's sometimes great to hear his thoughts on it, because he definitely hits on things that I didn't think about or didn't consider. So I really appreciate that. He also does similar stuff with the Should You Back that I do. But again, different perspective, looks at things differently, dives into rule books a lot, which I appreciated, and I didn't realize how much work that was until I started having to do that for my breakdown series. So I really, really like what Liege of Games is doing. I think he's really trying to do a step-up job, trying to break up into that 10,000 plus contact creators. I can tell he wants to be up there with the big guys. So I think that's one you guys should check out, and I assume he'll pass me with his projections and how he's been growing. I suspect he'll pass me soon. Next, we have IV Games, and this is the studio from IV Studios who makes games like Moonrakers, Mystic Mischief. But this one is just going to be Austin actually just taking care, he's doing his content creation on the side, kind of a fun little thing. And what I like about IV Games is they're IV backed, which I think is a beautiful play on words for IV, where he basically talks about on a live stream what he's backing that week on Kickstarter and or GameFound. He also breaks down the campaigns, talking about like what they should have done differently, what he really likes about the campaign, what he thinks they are really excelling at or missing the ball on. So as a person who reviews Kickstarter campaigns or who dives deeper into that kind of thing, it's really insightful to see someone from the publisher side kind of breaking it down and seeing what they're seeing as a potential tripping points or whatever. And I also have some of the games he's showcased where he talks about the games he's backing were games that I was never considering, but because of the points he brings up on his channel, I've actually backed a few of them because I think that they're just really good ideas or really good games, and I didn't really take the time to dive into it until I watched his show. So IV Games with Austin. The next channel is One Pip Wonder, and One Pip Wonder is another family channel that I've enjoyed. She does a lot more kid-friendly games, but what I've really, really impressed with her lately is that she has been doing a eco-friendly push to talk about sustainability in board gaming and how can publishers do better if they can in terms of reducing their overall footprint in this space. We already know that in board gaming, we have a lot of waste in terms of the amount of plastic we use, in terms of the amount of baggies and the amount of tokens or minis that we might be producing in our games. So she just wants to see if there's alternative ways sometimes to do our packaging or do things that can reduce the overall waste. And so that's kind of what her channel the last 6 months has really shifted to that. I think that's really impressive because it shows that she is dedicated into that field, and I give her props for that. So that's One Pip Wonder. The next channel is Envy Board Gaming, and this is a couple board gaming group. I think they're married. I don't want to assume. But they also have some friends that join them on the channel as well. And so if you were to equate like the Four Squares review for Dice Tower, I kind of take it with them. But you have to get used to their personalities and understand how they like to look at games. But I've really enjoyed their channels so far. They really are very active on their channel as well, posting pretty regularly. They just had a dinosaur world review, and I think they did the roll and write It's such a weird name. For Dinosaur Island as well, Dinosaur World. So they're pretty active on their posts. They definitely are updating a lot, and really enjoy their channel, especially the reviews when they're doing the 4-player reviews where each person's kind of breaking down their opinion on the game. It gives me some additional perspective, and sometimes it helps me when I'm formulating my own ideas. Just a Geeky Dad. I've talked about this guy before on my channel when I was talking about YouTube channels that I've come across recently and I was enjoying. And Just a Geeky Dad is definitely, I feel like, on the cusp of getting discovered and becoming a successful big time YouTuber. Not big time. I mean, well, who's big time? I don't know. But he puts in the effort that not a lot of people in the industry are wanting to put up. And he's got a production level, matching many of the top channels. So he's right there. I think, maybe with some adjustments to his audio or adjustments to his overall cadence, which, we all are working on. I personally am working on that all the time. He could be just, in 20,000 subscribers in no time. So really enjoy. He does a lot of lists, from what I could remember, talking about campaigns and talking about like top 10 CMON games or something. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Really, really impressed with his channel. And like I said, the production quality, the amount of work and effort he puts into the channel. I know because I edit my videos. I know how much time it takes to edit single videos. And I can't imagine how much time he puts into his, because it's incredible. Same with this next guy, Lonely Man BG or Board Games. He has probably the best cinematic playthrough or how to play videos you could probably find on YouTube. And no offense, Quackalope Jesse, I think Lonely Man has the best editing and cinematography right now. And that's also going to be hard for my number 10, which we'll talk about, because I think he's also up there with in terms of cinematography and editing. And I'm kind of saying this in jest a little bit, because Jesse's always said that he was the best and he tried to be the top of the line. And so it's kind of fun to have that professional rivalry out there. But Lonely Man, I found him when I was trying to learn more how to play Too Many Bones. I watched his Too Many Bones how to play. It's a series. It's like 10 videos. And it breaks it down. Like, what I like about that too is instead of watching a 49-minute video, it's got 9 videos of like setup, characters. So if you want to learn how the character works and how to set up your character, you just watch the 4-minute video on the character. Then it talks about encounters, the 4-minute video on encounters. But with that, he's just got incredible B-roll, very well done with the cinematic shots, sweeping cameras. Just, you can't beat that. So Lonely Man Board Game, very impressed. Definitely give him a shout out and check out his channel. And the last one technically also has more subscribers than me, but I believe he could do with a ton of more, because he's such a good guy, and that's Tim Chuan. Tim does more for content creators. He does a lot of like how to work on a contract, how to do your shots, how to take photography, how to really elevate your work. And having someone come from collaboration and putting that over competition is so impressive to me, and really shows that he's such a genuine good guy. And I also really do enjoy his personal reviews. He just did a review on the World of Warcraft Wrath of Lich King pandemic game. Enjoyed that. He did I don't want to sit here and think as I try to remember stuff he's done, but I enjoyed most of his content. I will say I personally watched a lot more of it for the board game content creator side, but that is kind of what he's gearing for. So I understand why it might not be for everyone, but I definitely think he's got some excellent stuff. He does a lot of good stuff with Stonemaier Games. In fact, I believe he is the person who does the target photos for Stonemaier, which is just incredible. So I just want to give a shout out to Tim Chuan as well. Give him a shout out. Check out his channel. Let all these guys know. If you go to their channel and you want to subscribe to them, let them know you came from my channel, so that way they see this video and know, and they can say hi or something. I don't know. So let's do the giveaway. So we're doing the giveaway for Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. So this is going to be a thank you for the 5,000 subscribers that have supported me on this journey so far. First off, the caveat, this is only going to be for US based people because I'm in the US and I have to front the shipping for this. So, I'm sorry for all my European viewers. Secondly, you must be publicly subscribed to my channel. So I talk about this all the time whenever we do these public subscriber giveaways. Just go to your settings and make sure that your subscription settings are set to public so that we can verify it. And you must comment on this video. And we're just going to do hashtag Gloomhaven. Make it easy. So comment on the video, have somewhere in your comment have hashtag Gloomhaven, and then we will do a drawing on the next Tuesday's video from the day of this upload. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So next Tuesday's upload, we will we'll give this out. And also for people on the Patreon, your bonus entries will be added automatically. So don't have to worry about doing anything with that. So that's it. So I appreciate everyone who has watched the show, subscribed, helped me get to where I am. My goal for the year was originally 10,000. Obviously, we're halfway there. We'll keep growing. We're just going to keep working on the channel. We've seen some better growth, I think, in the last few weeks and definitely the last few months than we had in the middle of the year. So we're definitely going to just kind of like hammer down and focus on what's working and keep providing, the best content that I can here on the channel. If you guys have any comments or any, questions for me, always leave them down below. And other than that, I appreciate everyone who's watched the channel, and we will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.